Hi, all. So, I wanted to tell you a little story about my haircutting experience of today. A little history. I am constantly called sir, constantly. Even when I had hair down to my butt and, was anorexic, I was called sir. I figured it's because I had like a boyish figure because I didn't have any breasts or anything. Well, now I have boobs and I'm still called sir because my hair is short. I ride a motorcycle, obviously things women can't do. I don't really know. People are crazy. Anyway, and all my life I had dreams, nightmares that I was going to lose all my hair. So a few years ago, I decided I would shave my head. And I was bald for like 2 years and absolutely loved it. And then everybody thought I had cancer. So I thought, well, this is kind of crazy. And I started to grow my hair back. Well, now it's kind of short. It's been really short for like a year and a half now. And I really love it really short. I mean, I live on the road. I wear a helmet all the time, and it could be days before I get to wash my hair like in a real shower. So it only makes sense for it to be nice and short. So it was getting kind of long, and I thought it was time. It was touching my ears and the back of my neck, and I thought, oh, it's time to go get my hair cut. So I went to a Walmart that was somewhat close to here, and to get my hair cut. And the lady, when I stepped in, I asked if I could get in, and she kind of gives me this weird look, and I just felt terribly uncomfortable with the whole situation. But I thought, maybe it's just me, kind of get over it. I'm kind of in the sticks, and so people are going to be judgmental. I obviously look like a boy, but yet I'm a woman, so I'm obviously butch and, a lesbian, and, all these judgments that come with that without ever knowing me. And this is kind of what I felt from this woman who was going to end up cutting my hair. And so I was like, yeah, put me down. I'll come back in 30 minutes. And I came back, and, she tried really hard to be nice, but you knew it was just like this effort. And she looks at my hair and she goes, well, it's short enough. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what they normally do. And I told her what they normally do. And it was like an effort for her to cut my hair the way I wanted it cut. And, and it was like this weird conversation. It was just not a comfortable situation at all. And, but I thought, surely there's like this good part to this woman somewhere in there. I don't want to be judged on my first initial meeting, even though people do, or vision or whatever. And so I didn't want to judge her in particular. And so she started making really bad jokes and humming very poorly to the music. And, I was trying to hold it in, whatever. And then she just kept cutting and kept cutting and kept cutting, and nothing was like turning out right. And I was just like, oh my gosh, and finally I was like, oh, it looks fabulous. And she goes, oh, well, look at the back of your hair. I did this little thing back here. So it's a little long back there, so it's not completely shaved. But I think it looks really cute. And to me, it felt like she needed this extra length of hair in the back of my head to tell that I was feminine instead of just shaving it like I had asked, and it felt really uncomfortable. And I finally, my bangs are all crooked and my hair's all crooked, and it was just kind of more horrifying the way I was being treated than the way my hair looked. And so I kind of just paid for it and left. I'm like, I'm not even going to make a big deal about this because it's just going to get worse and shorter and worse and shorter. So I'll just fix it myself. But it's just kind of crazy that in the last year and a half since I've had short hair, the discrimination that I have to go through on a pretty regular basis, from going into the women's restroom and women telling me I don't belong there, to getting funky looks from people like this woman today, and the total judgment of like somehow, my sexuality is even relevant in life, because it's not, to anybody but me and my partner that I choose. And, and it's heartbreaking to think that there are so many people out there that are judged by their outward appearance when there's so much more in the inside. And, I took the time and effort to try to get to know this woman, but at the same time, that judgment she had of me never went away. And I don't know, I can't help but like send out some positive vibes to her or something, to hope that maybe she would open her mind a little bit. I mean, I know it was a podunk town, but there's just no reason for the judgment and no reason for the really bad haircuts. But, so I guess it's a lesson learned, and I just don't believe in just walking away. I think, you kind of make a statement for yourself to go through that, I guess, in a way. I don't know. It's kind of a really confusing situation because I didn't feel so good about myself after the fact. But then, now that I've kind of thought about it, I kind of feel good that I sat there and I made her touch me and I made her cut my hair, even though she did a piss poor job of doing it. And she was uncomfortable the entire time just because I look like a boy in her mind.